Evening, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's that time of the week again. It's Sunday evening. And what I want to do is, as always, do my weekly analysis. But yes, if this is your first time on my channel, please like, subscribe, comment, share, anything. Like just click on the notification bell so that you can always be updated on any new videos that I post. Thank you for being here. So yes, on to our weekly analysis. So I'm looking at so usually I look at various currencies based on often it's the currencies that I trade often. So that's why I'm actually looking now at AUD USD. So I'll just go on to a higher time frame. Some of these markings are already there because they're based on my markup from last week. This is actually the first time I'm looking at this chart since Friday. Was it Thursday? So AUD USD is still in a consolidation of sorts. It's still ranging. But generally, we've been rallying since March this year, 17th March this year, 17th March, 19th March this year. We've actually been on an uptrend, on a buy rally. And now it's in kind of like an accumulation distribution phase up here. So we can see how it ended. Let me just look at the weekly. So yeah, on the weekly, we've actually been pushing lower, okay, for the last, let's say 3 or 4 weeks, but then about 3 weeks. And then last week, we now broke the trend down and started, settled on the support and resistance level, and started pushing up. So right now, that's where we are. This could just be a retest before we continue to the upside. Okay, we may want to retest these levels up here, the weekly high of February. But right now we're just in a sideways, price is moving sideways. If I go to the daily, it's much more clearer. There was a bit of a fake out here. You can see you can see this here, bit of a fake out, faking out people, any buyers up here who thought that they were going to buy, they were probably faked out. So but we are in this sideways space. Okay, yeah, but definitely we are still buying. Okay, AUD USD is still buying. Let's just look left. You can see there are higher highs on this other end. So yeah, possibly we may be trying to get to these levels, but closer, like maybe this week. Let me just see. Okay, so let me just go to a lower time frame. Look at 4 hour. So usually I just like to do a top-down analysis. I look at different time frames. Usually my entries are on the 5-minute or the 15 minutes. I like to look at the daily and the 4 hour and the 30 minutes. So we can see what happened here. Basically, this is the 1st of April. We broke out here. Actually, around in April is when now we kind of began to push up within this range. And then we've retested a previous, we broke structure here to the downside. Okay, so please note that we broke structure here to the downside. It's very possible that we will push up, but I would like to see, for that to happen, I'd like to see it break past this level 0.7 0.7688, probably retest before we continue to the upside. Because I'm seeing, yes, there's definitely a bit of manipulation here. Okay. But this could go either way. It could either push up or push down and try and retest this level here. Okay. Considering that we are buying, that's a very high possibility. We could even push lower before we push up. Okay. But right now, I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish. I'd like for it to just, push up a bit and then drop probably and then push up again. So 50-50 on AU in terms of how it's going to be moving this week. But it definitely broke structure here. Okay. Definitely broke structure here. And kind of looking like, there's a possibility that it will continue to the upside, but then I have a feeling it'll have to come back lower, possibly retest these levels before that happens, maybe even break structure lower. Okay. So I think for AU, we may see some more consolidation this week before the real bearish or bullish direction is clear. But for now, I'm still bullish on I'm still bullish for a brief time, but we will definitely need to rebalance this out and possibly just, drop. But generally, yeah, look for buys, look for buys, look for buys. So that's AUD USD. Let me look at GBP USD, another pair that I really, really like to trade. So we can see GU has also been on an uptrend, okay, for quite some time, since April, yeah. So about 3 months, 2 months now, the last 2 and something months. It kind of, broke this trend here and then pushed back up. My position is we could see GU, retest this level here, which is the 1.40263. That's actually what I'm looking at. And come to think of it, I think AU may actually do that as well before it pushes up. So I'm looking at GU just, breaking this low here and retesting this level here. That's really, really what I want it to do. And then it could even go even lower. I mean, this is quite, it's about 250 pips to the downside. That's how it's looking, right? And also we can see it's failing to break past this level here. There was a bit of like some supply happening here. It retested the supply zone, came to this demand zone, retested again. So I feel like we could just, see some push down. There's a very key level here. So I'm kind of, bearish on GBP USD. Let me just look at the USD. Usually USD pairs tend to move almost similar, definitely, because just remove this. Yeah, so there's an interesting level down here. Okay. Interesting level. Just yeah, there's an interesting level down here that we may see AU retest before it pushes to the upside. Okay, that would actually be a better buy position than just buying now. But remember, I had said it would push lower, right? So that's my take. Push lower to this level, or even just come down this level to the 0.75921 before we push to the upside. So that's AUD, GBP, USD looking similar. So let me look at a euro pair. Let me see euro JPY. For some reason, I don't even know why I'm looking at euro JPY. I don't really like it much. Euro JPY actually last week played out pretty nicely. You can see this is a setup from last week. We retested this demand zone. We did completely hit the 59 pip target, but we got to at least 49 pips, 10 pips shy from the take profit. So we pushed up, retested this level for a while, and then pushed below and retested this level again, this supply zone, and came down, right? So looking at this, Euro JPY has been bullish. I would really like for it to maybe push below, then continue to the upside. I would still be looking for buys on this was a bit of distribution happening up here for quite a while. And then finally it just broke structure. But yeah, so this will likely push up, okay, retest a previous resistance, come down, and then continue to the upside. So I'm also bullish on Euro JPY. But like I said, Euro JPY is not one of my favorite pairs to trade. So similarly, we can see what happened. Again, most of these pairs have been bullish for a couple of weeks now. And Euro AUD for sure had gotten to its weekly high and really not really been able to push past the weekly high. As you can see, when I look at the daily, okay, you can even see it a bit more clearer. Okay, it kind of broke structure here. We may see some shift to the, I'm looking at a very strong bearish engulfing candle. That's how it closed. So this is not, this, if you look at the daily, this is a key level, okay? So we may see it push down, retest that level, then push down again, okay? Let me look at the 4 hour. Let me look at the 4 hour. So yeah, this is an interesting level. So we've seen a rally down. We've retested a previous support zone, but I feel like there's a key level down here that's quite interesting. I would imagine it would come all the way down, retest this supply zone, and continue just accumulating, distributing up here and stuff, and then break to the upside. But for now, there are key levels on the 4 hour chart that I'm looking at. So yeah, this could, push up, come retest this level, push up again, push below, retest, and then drop to this level. That's basically how things are looking. So that's EA. Then we have, what else do I want to look at? Let me look at NZD pair, NZD-JPY. I like NZD-JPY often. I trade it when I'm not trading the indices or gold. So NZD-JPY, equally bullish. Okay, we are very bullish. Let me look at the daily, weekly. I mean, it's evident. We've been bullish on NZD-JPY for a time since end of March. And on the weekly, hold on, let me go back to the weekly. So we are on the weekly high right now, okay? It hasn't broken this high since 2018. So the odds of that happening, I don't know, they're 50-50. Anything can happen in the market. but we know that we are definitely at a very strong supply zone. If I look at the daily, we can see there was a retest on the daily, okay? So it kind of broke structure. Again, this likely was a fake out, you know, and then retesting previous lows and got to a previous demand zone. Let me just go to a lower time frame. So I'm really thinking that we are bearish. We could be bearish on, we could move down, we could move lower um, to this level here, 78.320. But let me look at the 4 hour. Guys, this is just my opinion. Nothing is set in stone. So don't wake up in the market this evening or tomorrow and say Lillian said or Miss Spears said. This is just an opinion. So this is an interesting level here. I'd like to see price retest at some point. You know, we may retest at some point. But before we retest, we likely will push up to this level, to this supply zone. Okay, this order block up here, we likely will push up and then boom. Okay, so okay, NZD done. Okay, so let's look at the indices. One of our fave being US 30, US 30. So as you can see, last week was awesome. We killed the market, literally. US 30 is definitely bullish. It's been bullish. There've been a lot of fake outs, manipulation, a lot of manipulation. That's the thing with the indices, my God. So we are definitely bullish. We are in an all-time high, like seriously, all-time high. Yeah, this is it. So we are literally in an all-time high. So it's very interesting what's happening with US 30. So that's a weekly, right? We retested this a second time, this level a second time. Let me look at the daily. Still, closed very bullish. Okay. There's a certain high up here. I'll just mark it out just as a reference point so I don't forget that there's a high above this. And there's another high just like about 3 weeks ago, formed another high. I'll just mark that out so that I have an idea. There was rejection here, so we can see that this is a key supply zone, key resistance, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I'm seeing possible shifts to the downside. There's a bit of rejection here, so we may actually even break structure, but we may. But if we do, I think it'll just be manipulation. I feel like we need to push lower. Okay, we need to push lower. So let me look at 4 hour. 4 hour, 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, wait a minute. Delete this, sorry. So on the 4 hour, we're looking bullish. But remember, we are in a interesting zone here. There's another higher weekly high here. This is the daily high. Are we likely to break it? Maybe, maybe not. We have retested a very important level here. So I feel like we will drop, okay, to the at least drop back down, at least do a couple, maybe 300 pips to the downside. Possibly we may continue with the trend, but this level here at 34,337 is an important level. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, even as you take your buys. Even as let me just clear this. Let me clear this. So yeah, we're looking like we're trying to make for the daily high, which is fine. Okay. But I would like to see a retest at least of this support zone. We can see, there's a lot of buyers below here. Buy liquidity, so to speak. So in as much as we push up, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a retest and possibly an attempt to, get to this level and then the rally to the top. So, but if we break this here, we may actually just continue to the downside. If we break this, we might retest and continue down. But right now, I feel like a quick push up, then a retest, possibly break of this structure to this level, break of this support, okay, to this level, and then we push on to the upside. And then we look at gold. Gold. So gold, on the other hand, also looking really, really yummy. Gold was, really went well last week for us. We actually had like 400 pips. That was awesome. Doesn't happen all the time, guys, but when it happens, we are not complaining. So weekly of the gold, let me just clear some things here. My alerts are still here looking at me. So basically gold has been bullish as well. So generally the markets have been bullish, okay. But of course there's a lot of retest to previous structure and whatnot, which is normal because there's no way price can just move in one direction consistently for so long. So we are seeing a bit of a rejection on the weekly, okay. I'll just mark out the weekly high here as a reference point. Interesting level down here, this level here. When I go on the daily, so we are I think we're making for the previous high here. Like if you look at the 30-minute where gold came from, literally is in 24 hours, it just, dropped and went back to exact levels where it was when the London session, mid-London session began. So, but when I want to look at the 4-hour, I like looking at the 4-hour for gold because it gives me a clearer. So on the 4-hour, let me just also mark this out here. Guys, don't mind my many lines. Just helps me see a bit better. We are on the 4-hour structure, literally. I feel like we need to get back to this level 1909, maybe even 1912. Actually, initially I thought that gold would actually break and get to the 1912 level last week, but then it formed a bearish engulfing candle, just signifying that, some institutional traders were coming into play, and then it dropped, and then, yeah. So I'm still seeing it push to the upside. There's a bit of a rejection on this previous 4-hour candle. And we know this is a previous support resistance, but I would want it to push up before it attempts to push lower. And it could even break to this level. If it does get to the 1846, the rally will be pretty strong. So initially, I want you to push up, you know, maybe even try and break structure up here and then push lower, okay? Because we're kind of in like a sideways thing going on here. You know, there's a bit of distribution happening here, bit of accumulation here. So maybe, you know, we might see a bit of more accumulation before we see the rally to the top. Yeah. So that's my take on gold. So that being said, guys, I think that's it for today. I want to keep it short tonight because I have a meeting in the next couple. But thank you so much for tuning in as always. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down. If if you want me to teach you some of these concepts, please hit me up. Join our Telegram group. I will drop our Telegram link. If you want to be part of our signals group as well, last week we did pretty well. We had 91% average win on all our trades on the week. Not all the trades, but in average, the weekly trades. But of course, I always tell people past results do not guarantee future results, not at all. But we do have our good days. Yeah, so that being said, see you guys soon. Enjoy your trading week this coming week and have a lovely, lovely evening. Thank you guys. Bye.